Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about whether you can overtrain one area or not, or overtrain one body part specifically, or maybe overtrain just one pathway, such as maybe you did too much of one exercise. Now, I've talked about this a lot, but it's something that has been on my mind quite a bit lately because I've noticed that there are areas in the body that tend to overtrain quite easily, and then there are other areas that you may find that it seems like you can just pound those areas to death and you never seem to overtrain. So amassing knowledge of your own body in this way can really help you cater your training program to your type of training, or maybe how you should train, because it doesn't make sense to continually hit one body part over and over again and basically break it. And then, of course, the time that you're spending overtraining that one body part, you're not spending training the other body parts that are recovering and are waiting. They're chomping at the bit in order for you to train them again. So this is something that I stumbled across by accident because I noticed that a lot of times my lower back will overtrain really quickly, which is why I would start doing pull-ups or seated rows on a machine of some sort, or incline rows. Things because I noticed that my lower back would get overtrained quite easily because I'd be doing heavy squats on there and Romanian deadlifts and bent over rows. And at some point my lower back's getting hit so much that my major muscle groups are recovering, but my lower back wasn't recovering in order to keep up. So it only stood to reason for me to start stabilizing the lower back a little bit, giving that a rest, and then still pounding those other areas so that way I could gain the muscle mass in the areas that are recovered. So you can apply this when it comes down to your chest training or your arm training as well. Like, you may find that your front delts overtrain like crazy when you're doing presses or doing shoulder presses. You may find that maybe your triceps overtrain, and you don't necessarily need to do as much tricep work because it seems like they're always taking the stress. So it would make sense for you to now put in a little bit more effort maybe in the chest training if the triceps are the ones that are always hitting failure. So because of this, I find a lot of people have a one-size-fits-all for every body part or exercise, and training just doesn't work that way. It's not quite so cut and dry. And you will find that if you apply the same principles to every single aspect of your body, at some point you're gonna find that they don't all respond the same. And this is something that a lot of people don't talk about again too. I mean, a lot of the stuff I talk about on this channel, a lot of people don't talk about, but there's this fallacy out there that every muscle group has the exact same recovery or recuperation time. And you'll notice with your own training that there are muscle groups that it seems like it takes forever to recover from a certain workout. And then there are other muscle groups that it seems like you're recovered by the time the next day comes around. I mean, for myself, hamstrings are one of those things. If I do stiff-legged deadlifts, or if I'm doing Romanian deadlifts, or if I'm doing an intense hamstring workout, it can sometimes be 4 or 5 days before my hamstrings start to feel like they're recovered. So because of this, I will change the frequency of training certain body parts, and I will also change the rep ranges on those body parts to compensate for the reduced or increased recovery time. So what you can do right now is look at your training and look at what you feel sore in. Where are you getting tendonitis? Where are you feeling worn out? And then where are you not feeling worn out? Where do you feel kind of good or kind of refreshed, right? And there's a chance that maybe you're having lower back pain, maybe you're having shoulder pain, maybe you're having elbow pain, something like that. But then there are other areas that are totally fresh and you could train those areas instead. So I would encourage you then to give the areas that are sore or that have tendonitis or have too much joint soreness or whatever, give them extra rest and then put that extra energy you have into the body parts that are feeling good for a period of time. And I think this can be a very proactive way to deal with a scenario where you're overtraining in one aspect of the body, but at the same time still getting some intense training in other areas. Because like I've also talked about before, is that the body doesn't grow linearly, right? It doesn't grow in a linear sort of fashion. Sometimes your chest will grow for periods of time and then your legs will seem to be the same size, or your back won't grow, or your arms won't grow, but then your chest is growing, or sometimes your arms are growing and then every other area is not growing. The body seems to almost like grow in spurts in different areas depending on what's going on in the system at the time. And I can't tell you exactly what causes what, but I will tell you it does work that way. So yeah, take a break from some of those areas that you feel overtrained in. Perhaps you're getting knee pain and you're doing a lot of quadricep work, or maybe you're getting back pain, you're doing a lot of squats and deadlifts. Just start listening to your body in this way and give them breaks, or those areas a bit of a break, and then put that energy into some of the other bodybuilding muscles. And you might accidentally stumble across some rehabilitation ideas in order to help those sore areas as well. So this is a way of thinking outside the box and not constantly pounding yourself to death, because there's no point in that too, right? Because if you just overtrain an area, you're not going to get any more results in it. All that's going to happen is that you're going to eventually get injured in that area because it's not recovering fast enough. So the whole point is to work with this whole system of recovery and training. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the patron supporters, and take care for now.